interesting if we have a little look at Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool signings. Now, Liverpool kind of have a reputation for really good recruitment, as does Jurgen Klopp, who develops players really well. But I wanted to put that to the test today, so I've got every single signing Klopp has made at Liverpool in a tier list, and I'm going to be ranking them to see how good really Klopp and Liverpool are at recruitment. So we've got Bargain, good, mid, poor, flop. So this is of course just my opinion. I'll be basing it on the transfer fee, what they achieved, based on expectations on the players, etc. I of course haven't included some but really no-name players, and also the players from this season because it's just way too early to judge them. But this is just most of the players that he's signed in the around 7 years he's been at Liverpool. And also I'm fully aware that he's not the only one signing these players, so if I have loads of flop, that doesn't mean I think Klopp is to blame, but I thought it would be interesting. Maybe we could do this on other managers like Pep Guardiola, for example, just to have a gauge on how good their recruitment is. But yeah, let's begin. Okay, so we begin with Adrian. Now, Adrian joined, I believe, on a free transfer from West Ham as a backup goalkeeper, and it was pretty funny. He came in, I think, for the Super Cup because they needed a goalie. Apparently he was playing football in a park and got the call up, and then he actually won them the Super Cup. Because of that, he saved the penalty in the Super Cup versus Chelsea to win them that. He hasn't really done much since, except knock Liverpool out of the Champions League, really, when he had to fill in for the game versus Atletico Madrid a couple seasons ago. He was absolutely abysmal. So, I would just say, he won them a trophy, so I guess it's a good signing, sure. Darwin Núñez, right, we are starting off controversial. Okay, getting right into the mixer here. So Núñez is, I believe, no, not the most expensive, but he is definitely one of the most expensive signings Klopp has made at Liverpool. Okay, now I'm gonna have to give this a very big asterisk. As of right now, has Núñez performed to a £72 million striker? No. Does he look like performing and becoming a 72 million striker? No. Could they have used that money to get someone else better? Yes. As of right now, therefore, I'm gonna say flop, because Núñez is yet to contribute to anything meaningful for Liverpool, right? So, for example, this season, if they end up winning the league, then I will change this because Núñez contributed goals and assists towards this league title. Whereas right now, at this current stage, sure, he's put up okay numbers, you could argue, but he's not look as like the player they thought they were getting, and he hasn't contributed to any titles or trophies yet. So I know a lot of people will hate me for that choice, but I do think right now, if you're going to judge it, you would say he's probably a flop. Marco Grujic, now funnily enough, this is actually the first signing Klopp made at Liverpool, and I don't think it's a flop because I don't think anyone thought this guy was going to come in and light the world on fire, so I guess I would just say it's a poor signing. Grujic never really got a chance at Liverpool, and to be fair, he's actually had a much better career away from Liverpool. I believe Porto, he did pretty well, so yeah, poor signing, the first one for Klopp. Fabinho, definitely on the other end is either good or bargain. Is that bargain? Yeah, you know what? I think he was a bargain simply because Fabinho formed part of Liverpool's side has been so successful, Jurgen Klopp, Fabinho was at one point considered the best DM in the world by many. He was absolutely fantastic. He did tail off a lot, towards the end of his Liverpool tenure. And, he did spend a decent amount on him, but overall, without Fabinho, they definitely were not going to win what they won under Jurgen Klopp, because he was really the glue in that side. So there's a bargain. Julian Wijnaldum is another bargain. Did he come? No, he didn't come on a free, did he? But he came from relegated Newcastle, I'm pretty sure. And wow, he was incredible. Again, he was part of that midfield trio with Henderson and Fabinho, and was absolutely incredible. Helped him to a title win. And at one point, people were saying it was world class. And of course, Wijnaldum contributed to one of the best moments in Liverpool history, that comeback against Barcelona. Wijnaldum came on and scored. I think he scored 2 actually. Did he? Maybe. But either way, what a signing that was for a very cheap price. Okay, back to the other end, Loris Karius flop. Even though there was not many expectations, I mean, this guy, I said Wijnaldum contributed to one of the best moments in Liverpool history. Karius contributed to one of the worst moments in Liverpool history with that awful Real Madrid final, and just never recovered after that. Ben Davis, this is, if you remember, so when Liverpool had their centre-back crisis where they were all injured, in January they dipped at the market and they bought Ben Davis, and for some reason did not play him there. I don't know what happened there, so he played one game, flop. Takumi Minamino, this is an interesting one. So Minamino came in to Liverpool from Salzburg. Many people had hyped him up as the next big thing, and we saw glimpses of him doing really well at Liverpool, but for whatever reason it just didn't work out for him at Liverpool. He's done pretty decent at Monaco this year, but it never really worked out. And I don't think it was awful, but he didn't really do much. So I'm gonna say he's a flop, only because a lot of people expect him to come in and he was hyped up as this next big thing. Mane came from Salzburg, they were comparing him, so it didn't really work out for him, but I don't think it was that bad. Andy Robertson, I mean, this is arguably pound for pound one of the best bargains, the best bargain Klopp has made at Liverpool. I think he was on a free transfer from Hull City, and no explanation needed. Still Liverpool's left back, and was one of the best left backs in the world for a very, very long time. Okay, Adrian is back again. I don't know why. Different kit. We're just gonna ignore that and send him back. Diego Jota. Ooh, this one's interesting. I think he's mid. I think he's alright. Not a bad signing. The thing is with Jota, they paid quite decent fee for him. Obviously not loads, but a decent fee. Has he returned on that? Yeah, probably. Has he gone beyond that? Maybe not. Jota's been a really useful player in terms of off that bench or grabbing goals. He's just really effective at scoring goals, and has become a very useful attacking weapon. So I just think he's lived up to what they've expected. Maybe you could argue good signing, but decent player. Ragnar Klavan. So Klavan was brought in fairly early on, and he was Liverpool's starting centre back for a while. A decent servant to Liverpool. He played quite a lot of games. However, he was not always very good. He had quite a few bad moments. But you know what? Simply because of the length of service, I think it's a mid signing. They didn't pay too much for him. Came in with little expectation. Played a lot of games. Had some good games. Had a lot of bad games. But overall, signing maybe, but like he came in for little fee and did pretty well, played a lot of games. Next up, Ozan Kabak. Same thing with Ben Davies, came in during that like weird period of Liverpool where they had no centre backs and he was coming in to rescue them. Did he rescue them? Hell no. Flop. He was absolutely awful. Really, really poor. Again, he was kind of hyped up as this big promising centre back and he just was not. Naby Keita. Now, Naby Keita at one point was the most expensive player in Liverpool history, I believe. Came in for big, big money from Leipzig, and again was seen hyped up as a very, very talented player. And he definitely was. He had a lot of talent, Keita, however, a lot of injuries, a lot of inconsistencies, and he just never really put together a good run at Liverpool under Klopp. His injuries just constantly kept him out of its side. I don't think he never really had a season where he was a starter every week. And for the price they paid, you have to say that's a flop. He did contribute, with some moments here and there, but for the price they paid, they didn't know what to get, what they were after. Okay, Luis Diaz is next. Luis Diaz, for me, I think he's kind of very similar to Jota in terms of they paid quite a decent fee for him, and he has delivered on that fee. Like, he's not gone above and beyond, I would say that. But he has, maybe produced slightly a bit more than what was expected of him. But I think that's more because people didn't know what to expect of Luis Diaz. They hadn't really known of him. He has been really, really good since he's gone, but he's had some injuries. He hasn't really had a full season yet under his belt. This is really his first one, so he's been okay. He's been fine. Cody Gakpo, same thing again. For the fee they paid, I mean, he's been perfectly fine so far. Yeah, he's come in and scored some goals here and there. Useful squad player. Good attacking option, very versatile, solid. Thiago on the other hand, this is an interesting one. Now, Thiago did come on a free transfer, but he came after having won the treble from Bayern, and at that point was seen as one of the best midfielders in the world. Did we see that, or have we seen that at Liverpool? No, but that is a lot due to injury. Although to be fair, there was a spell where he did look really, really good at Liverpool, but then got his injury. I'm gonna say flop simply because of the fact that he came in as one of the best midfielders in the world, and we just haven't really seen that on a consistent basis. He's always injured, and a lot of wages, and just hasn't really delivered at Liverpool. Despite, definitely having the ability, it's just that his injuries have killed him. Ibrahim Konate for me has been a good signing so far. Came in from RB Leipzig, I believe, and was like slowly bedded in to the side, and he has slowly developed into a really, really good player, and is now really the starting centre back. And this has been immense with Van Dijk. He looks really, really good, and they didn't pay, I believe, as much as they paid for Liza Jota and Diaz. Hence why I believe Konate is a good signing, because he has really developed so well under Liverpool, and I think he's going to become a world-class centre back in the future. Xherdan Shaqiri was one of those earlier signings under Klopp, and I think he's a good signing. Shaqiri was always one of those players for Liverpool where he would just pop up out of nowhere with a goal. Like, whenever they were trailing, they'd just chuck Shaqiri on, and boom, he'll score. Or like Salah be injured for like 2 games, Shaqiri comes in and just lights it up. But he never really was a consistent player. However, he was a valuable squad player. Again, he contributed very massively to that Barcelona, Mo Salah was injured. Shaqiri comes in and was fantastic. So yeah, Shaqiri, good signing, very good squad player, and didn't really come in for a huge fee. Joel Matip, bargain. I believe he came on a free transfer and established himself as the centre-back pairing with Virgil van Dijk that absolutely destroyed everyone. They were incredible together, and you know, a lot of people give Van Dijk the credit, but I think Matip was very underrated in that partnership because Matip has been fantastic, and you know, if it wasn't for injuries, he would be fantastic, and yeah, considering we only paid nothing for him to be the starting centre back in Liverpool's golden era, really under Klopp, that's a big bargain. Mo Salah, no explanation needed. Flop. Tom Solanke, yeah, again flop. One of the early signings, I didn't even realise it. Klopp was in charge when Solanke was signed, to be honest. But yeah, Solanke just never worked out at Liverpool. But credit to him, he's revitalised his career at Bournemouth. This is Simicas, I believe. And Simicas, I would say, is a good signing actually. Again, came in relatively cheap, very unknown. It was very clear he came in as a backup to Robertson, and he has been a backup to Robertson. Very, very good. Like, he's been exactly what you want from a backup. He has been good enough to challenge and push Robertson, good enough to actually replace Robertson when Robertson's having bad form. When Robertson's been injured, which has happened quite a bit, Simicas has come in and stepped up. He's a fan's favourite as well. Yeah, good signing. Van Dijk, no explanation needed. Flop. Harvey Elliott, I would say, is a bargain simply because they didn't pay anything for him. Elliott, considering they haven't paid a thing for him already, for me is a bargain because, you know, he is already one of a not valuable member of the squad, but he is a very useful member in the Liverpool squad right now. Has racked up a lot of minutes last season, was a starter for a lot of the season, and again, considering they didn't pay anything for him, that's good. He's only 19, I believe he's going to keep on developing, so that's why I think it's a bargain, because I think of his future. He's going to be a future Liverpool starter, so to pay nothing for that, that's really good business. Alisson, of course, flop. Okay, I'll be serious with these guys, yeah. Van Dijk is a bargain for me, even though they paid a lot of money for him. I still think if you asked any club with hindsight now, how much would you be willing to pay for Van Dijk, knowing what he became, they would say like 200 mil. So even though they paid loads of money, this guy became the best defender in world football at Liverpool. Almost won a Ballon d'Or. Yeah, bargain. Same thing for Alisson. He has been, for me, the undisputed number one goalkeeper in the world for about 3-4 years now. He has been sensational. Again, they paid a lot of money for him, but he came in. Him and Van Dijk were those final pieces that shored up the defence for Liverpool and helped them win all those trophies. And even today, these two are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's a weird one. You know what, I'll say Chamberlain was a poor signing. He, like others, struggled a lot with injuries at Liverpool, and throughout his career really struggled with injuries. Never really got a run together, but when he did get on the pitch, he was pretty good for Liverpool, and you know, he was one of those. But I think Klopp really rated Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He would always play him whenever he was fit. It was just whenever he was fit. However, he was still a fairly useful player for Liverpool, and I wouldn't put him in flop simply because he came in for a lot less money than the likes of Keita and a lot less expectation than a Thiago. He came in as not necessarily a squad player, but people knew he wasn't going to come in and classify that. Okay, so there we go. How many do we have then to get a verdict on how good his recruitment is? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flops, 2 poor signings. So that's 9, 10, 11 bad signings, we'll say. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 good signings. And then 4 average ones. So, in conclusion, Klopp is a pretty good recruiter at Liverpool. Alright, so that's the tier list complete. Let me know if you agree or disagree with those picks. And if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video.